The world-famous OffshoreInsiders.com sports betting podcast. Obviously, I've not been doing quite as many podcasts as of late. Did have a family emergency. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law did pass away after a long battle with cancer, so we've really been cutting down on the podcast. Are not going to cut down at all on the premium picks, and we continue to do quite well. Joe Duffy's picks, 21-11 as we enter Thursday with 21-11 with our premium picks in football at offshoreinsiders.com. The promises made, promises delivered source as it has been for quite a few years. Now let's get into your sharp versus square, NFL tickets versus money as we enter the Thursday night action. In the NFL, the biggest public consensus in terms of a percentage of bets, and not surprisingly, we have mostly road favorites, but we do have the Atlanta Falcons. We're going to have some information, a nice computer system concerning the Atlanta Falcons, a rare circumstance that applies. The Falcons, though, the one exception, a home favorite that the public likes. But anyway, the biggest public consensus moves, Detroit, Baltimore, Seattle, and those aforesaid Atlanta Falcons. Now, again, we remind you, you hear about contrarian bettors. That's what they like. The biggest bets in terms of consensus. Contrarian bettors would say to fade those picks. And again, a $10 bet would count the same as a $1,000 bet. The theory being, in fact, the very small bettors, the Joey Bag of Donuts, are the best source for contrarian information. The biggest sportsbook liabilities here, and often they do overlap, but again, the theory by many is, if you like these picks, bet them now. If you like the opposite sides, wait closer to game time because the line is more likely to move in your direction. But the most lopsided bets in terms of percentage and the biggest sportsbook liabilities, entering Thursday night, Detroit, the New York Football Giants, and Baltimore. Now, how about some sharp versus square information? That would be the New York Jets and Denver. We notice, the Atlanta Falcons in a rare circumstance here. Teams with a winning percentage of 300 or less off of consecutive double-digit wins. A stunning 6-1 all-time for 85.7% ATS. This rare system applies to the Falcons. Also, home teams off of consecutive wins as underdogs, 37-20. That would also apply to the Dirty Birds. Joe Duffy's Picks has a big weekend up at offshoreinsiders.com, and it starts on Thursday night with your NFL Wise Guy side, a big college football total. Visit offshoreinsiders.com for all the balls at the walls details. Biggest consensus moves in terms of percentage of bets, and again, the contrarian theory would be to bet opposite of these. Air Force, San Jose State, Florida Atlantic, and Miami of Florida. Again, these are based on the percentage of tickets written. Most lopsided bets in terms of money, and therefore the biggest sportsbook liability. Sportsbooks are rooting against Miami of Florida and Temple. And sharp versus square metrics. Many sharps are on the side, and the squares on the opposite side. Texas Tech, Iowa State, Oregon State, and South Florida. We're made in no small part, made possible in no small part, MyBookie.ag. They've got the largest sign-up bonus in the industry for first-time deposits. You must use the promo code Duffy, D-U-F-F-Y, to get the biggest bonus in the industry of any thoroughly vetted sportsbook. They will always pay you on time. And as I say all along, look, I'm a degenerate handicapper, not so much a degenerate gambler. I don't really mess around in really too many brick and mortar or online casinos. I do play some blackjack every now and then, and I have played at mybookie.ag, mostly during the summer. But I got some clients who love the casino as well at mybookie.ag. And take a look at massive bonuses they have for poker players and blackjack. MyBookie.ag is run by professionals. My reputation is pristine. I've worked for 31 years to build up this great reputation. I'm not going to throw it, as Archie Bunker would say, down the toilet by sending you to a terrible sportsbook. MyBookie.ag, totally professional, pay you on time. You'll get the fastest payouts in the industry, easy deposits as well. Please use the promo code Duffy, D-U-F-F-Y.